Hello and welcome to another Nail or Fail, episode 3. This is the show in which I take an item, a movie, a game, a toy, something, and I either nail or I fail it. So sit down, stick around, and enjoy. So today on Nail or Fail, the first thing that we are going to see, or the first thing that I'm going to talk about on Nail or Fail, is just a movie that I saw recently. The movie District 9. Yes, District 9. The movie definitely gets a huge nail, and I'll tell you why. Without spoiling the movie too much for those of you who haven't seen it, in my opinion, the movie just garnered such a tremendous social message. Actually, a few social messages, a few sublining themes here, but one huge social message that is pretty much present through the whole movie. And for those of you who've seen it, you'll know what I mean. Definitely a very good movie. Low budget, made its money back. Hopefully a sequel might be in the works. So definitely District 9, a great movie, great social message. If you haven't seen it, please go out and see it. Almost anybody can pretty much relate to it. My next topic of discussion here on Nail or Fail is a person we've been hearing a lot about in the news lately, Patrick Kane, the Chicago Blackhawks forward and Calder Trophy winner. For those of you who don't know, Patrick Kane was in court, pleaded guilty, whatnot. Him and his cousin apparently didn't like the fact that a cab driver who gave them a drive somewhere couldn't give them back their 20 cents in change. So there's 20 cents in change, and the cab driver doesn't have the 20 cents. The fare is like, $14.80, they have 15, they want back their 20 cents. And he doesn't have the 20 cents, so instead of saying, okay, don't worry about it, I'm Patrick Kane, I'm a mega hockey star, I make $900,000 a year in rookie salary. Don't worry, buddy. Keep the 20 cents, man. This is my contribution to you. No, instead of saying this, Patrick Kane and his cousin proceed to roughhouse a cab driver. Now, I could see if the cab driver would say, hey, buddy, I got change for your $900,000. If they'd be pulling out like a $900,000 bill. And I'll be like, here you go, cabbie. And cabbie's like, sorry, man, I can't break that. Then I'd be like, fuck you, you're going to break that. I want my money back. I want my change. But for 20 cents, seriously, you make $900,000 a year. Plus endorsements. And your salary is just going to go up the fucking shawazoo when you get to renegotiate it after your rookie contract's over. Do you really want to be doing community service work? Do you really want the media to be on your ass all the time for 20 fucking cents? I mean, come on, man. Seriously. You're supposed to be the type of person that kids and everybody look up to. You beat up a fucking cab driver for 20 cents? For God's sakes, man. Keep your head on straight. You're in the NHL now, man. This ain't the London Knights anymore. This ain't the fucking OHL. This is the NHL. This is the big leagues. You're with the adults now. Act like one. Patrick Kane, you get a fail. And since we're on the topic of hockey, I gotta show you guys this product here. My friend brought me this and said, Kevin, you have to nail or fail this shit. This is Doug Gilmour Celebrity Candy Bar. Yes, Doug Gilmour. Former Toronto Maple Leaf star, Calgary Flames, St. Louis Blues. Doug Gilmour. Look, it even looks like a Maple Leaf bar. Look at the little logo in '93 and it's blue, stuff like that. He wanted me to review this bar. I've already had it. I'm going to try it again though, just in case. Now keep in mind, it's very hard for me as a human being to fail this since it is partial proceeds go to the Autism Society of Canada. That's cool, man. You're giving money back to autism. So it's very hard for me to fail this thing. I'm gonna take a bite out of it. You know what? It's pretty much the same experience I had when I first ate it. This bar is a fail. And I'll tell you why if I don't vomit while I'm eating this. Here's the problem. And if you look at it, you'll see it's got the inside, you know, nougat and what appear to be nuts, or they're supposed to be nuts anyway. I'll tell you what the problem is with this bar. First of all, have you ever gotten those boxes of chocolate at Christmas? You know what I'm talking about. You know, people get like pot of gold, or, you know, whatever the case, you know, you get a box of chocolates. And in this box of chocolates, usually there's one good chocolate and the rest of them are pretty much all shit. You can have the map all you want to tell you which chocolate is which. It doesn't matter. The map, the X on the map leads to shit. No matter where you look in those little holes, in those little compartments, it's all shit. This tastes like, you know, the square one, the little square ones that taste kind of like nougat and caramel, you know what I mean? You kind of eat one, you're like, oh, you know, well, whatever, yeah, I'll swallow it, but this is, you know, this is not by any means or stretch of the imagination anything good. This is kind of the same thing. It's like they made a whole chocolate bar, a fucking big chocolate bar on top of that, out of that little square nougat shit that you get in those boxes of chocolates. So this is like one big fucking chocolate box nougat. On top of it, the peanuts inside actually taste like paper. It tastes like little pieces of paper. Not peanuts at all. You're eating that and nuts, you're like, fuck man, it tastes like paper. So it's kind of like taking, you know, and we're all guilty of doing this. We all did this as kids or as adults. Don't say you haven't. We've all had the Tootsie Rolls where you unwrap them and God forbid the motherfuckers are too old and that wrapper sticks to the candy. You know what I mean? It's little, you rip it off, there's this little piece of white paper, white film on that Tootsie Roll. And you're looking at that Tootsie Roll, you're like, fuck man, I have to eat this. I want to eat this Tootsie Roll. So maybe because there's more chocolate to paper ratio, I can eat it and I'll be like, yeah, it's not that bad. I won't taste the paper at all. Never. Every time you eat that fucking Tootsie Roll paper, you're going to taste the paper. You're like, ah, fuck man, I can taste the paper. Why? Because your taste buds, once they get off the chocolate and find something else, they're not going to believe it's chocolate. They'll be like, oh, it's just paper, but fuck man, you don't believe it's chocolate. It's not the way it works. Same thing with this. These little pieces of nuts taste like paper. Seriously, it tastes like the paper off the Tootsie Roll. So, I can in all good conscience give this a nail. Even though it's for a good cause. You know, Dougie Gilmour, you know. Sorry buddy, but this bar, it's a fail. It also comes in a white wrapper actually, which is like home and away type gimmick for the bars. Bars are the same though, they're not any different. I've had the white one, I just had the one in the blue wrapper right now. Same exact shit. Like they say, or like I used to say, same shit, different color. It's pretty much what it is. Alright, now let's get on to something that doesn't suck. A nail here, a lot of people have been asking me about this. I will do a full review on this video game at some point. That I'm actually totally done. I'm not done yet. Batman Arkham Asylum. This is a awesome game. Seriously. If you haven't picked up this game yet, and you like either just games where you spy around, kind of like Splinter Cell-ish, I guess. If you like Batman in any way, shape, or form, you have to pick up this game. Seriously, this is a good fucking game. I'm telling you. I've played Batman games in the past. Most of them, not all of them, fucking sucked. There's never been a good Batman game, in my opinion. A good, maybe passable, mediocre. This, seriously, is a great game. It combines elements of what we know, some stuff we don't know about the Batman story. It also incorporates everything in a very, it's not like a bloody theme, it's not like adult oriented, it's kind of like the Wolverine game where there's a lot of blood and all that. No blood in this game per se, but what there is though is a lot of elements that surprise you, that make you jump, some kind of dark, evilish elements to it. Definitely a awesome pickup. I will review this in full at some point, but for now, just for you people out there who've been asking me, Kevin, what do you think about the new Batman Arkham Asylum? This is a nail. Now, we're going to keep on the subject of comic books just for 1 second here. I have something else that I have to nail or fail here, and probably one of my biggest enjoyments right now in reading the comic books is definitely this series here, if you don't already know it. It is the Blackest Night Green Lantern miniseries that is going on. This is just phenomenal, seriously. And when you pick up this issue here, you're automatically, if you're any kind of a DC fan, you're gonna love this, and the reasoning why. When you pick this up, and not to give too many spoilers, but when you see the Black Hand actually go into Bruce Wayne's grave, as we all know Batman's dead, get Bruce Wayne's skull and start licking it, there's just something about that that tells me, you know what, I'm in for a treat. And everything that's been coming out from the Blackest Night, either Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, love Green Lantern, always love Green Lantern. Green Lantern is the DC man, and we're going to learn that and see that later on, when hopefully Ryan Reynolds does an awesome job in the movie. Now, if you haven't picked this up yet, pick this up. It's at issue 2 right now. Very, very good read. Very dark read. The Black Lantern, the Black Rings are coming, and they're bringing back some of DC's fallen hero to life. And so the DC heroes that were once dead are coming back, and they're coming back with a vengeance. Very awesome. So now I'm going to jump into another movie that I've seen recently. The movie, latest Quentin Tarantino movie, Inglourious Bastards. This is a great movie. Once again, this is a nail. Good movie. The only problem I have with the movie is a problem that I seem to have with a lot of Tarantino movie films, if not all Tarantino movie films, is there's always that one scene or two scenes in the movie where they're sitting down and they're just talking and they're just talking. And it seems like it's just taking way too long. Tarantino is known to love dialogue in his movies. He loves to make his people talk, and not as necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes, though, it kind of makes the movie a little longer than it should be. I think it's the only real problem I had with it is some of the talking. But definitely the individual who plays the main evil guy, the main general there, can't remember his name offhand of the actor, naturally. He did a great job, seriously, and he should definitely be considered for an Academy Award because he did a hell of a job, and he had a lot of talking because Tarantino loves to make him talk. So anyway, Inglourious Bastards, great movie. Go out and see it. Hopefully you're not too squeamish because there's a lot of gore in it too, but it makes for an interesting story. It does. So that's a nail, in case you haven't already figured it out. Something else I want to talk about is something that I actually had a chance to eat last weekend. I went to Uno's Pizzeria, Chicago Grill, whatever you want to call it, in the States. We don't have Uno's where I'm from in Canada. I don't know if anyone in Canada does have it. But I had their deep dish cheeseburger pizza. And this is a plug to Uno's, man. That shit is the bomb. Seriously, their deep dish cheeseburger pizza is fucking ecstasy, man. It's ecstasy. It's like God came down, went in the kitchen at Uno's, cooked the pizza, and it said, here you go. Give this to the next customer. It's that good. It is awesome. I always talk about Pepsi Throwback being the God's urine. Well, Uno's Uno's cheeseburger pizza is definitely God's pizza. It is awesome. When I first heard of it, my friend told me, Kevin, you gotta try this. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. Then when I looked at the menu and it was on it, I'm like, I don't know, it's whatever pizza. But there's fucking dill pickles on this shit. There's pieces of tomato. There's fucking ketchup. There's mustard on the pizza. I'm like, I can't, this can't go well. Holy shit, was I ever wrong. It is incredible. If you have not had Uno's, then a deep dish, because a deep dish pizza is like a fucking butter crusty fucking dough crust butter. It's like an oven pastry, man. It's so good, but it's so rich. I mean, I could only eat half of a small one, and I have a pretty big appetite. So, yeah, if you have an Uno's near you and you haven't tried their deep dish cheeseburger pizza, when you're done this video, please do yourself a favor. Go out there and have one. That is a definite nail. Now, I'm going to talk about one more thing here before I go. Recent, or actually just pretty well hitting the news vibe now, events in the comic book industry. Marvel Entertainment bought out by Disney. Disney now owns Marvel. Mickey now owns Spidey. For now, albeit my opinion may change in the future, I'm going to give this a fail. And for the simple reason behind it, because I don't know if Disney is going to keep it the way it was going. I don't know if Disney's going to keep the Max imprint of Marvel, or if they're going to get rid of that because it's too graphic, too violent. I really don't know what they're going to do with it. So I'm going to have to give it a fail. You know, there's just something about knowing that Spidey's Mickey's bitch that just, I don't know, it just bugs me. I guess though, maybe, perhaps Disney did this, or wanted it, because maybe they're planning to unthaw and resurrect Walt. Maybe Walt Disney wants to be unthawed, and I think he wants a role in a Captain America movie. I think he wants to be the Red Skull, and I think this is why it's happening. There is no better person to play the Red Skull than Walt Disney. Until next time, guys, take care. Later.